Two men journey to the bars and restaurants of Scandinavia to find amazing beers, always with the same question.
Hey, what's on tap?
It's time to find out.
Hello and welcome back to What's on Tap podcast. Today we are, it's not just me and Stefan, we are joined by two very special friends.
We're just jumping into it like that, huh? Not going to do any kind of
Banter
back and forth before we start bringing in the guest.
I'm just teasing the audience so that they know to expect
extra voices.
Two extra special friends.
Okay. Well then, I guess we can.
What did you want me to say?
No, nothing. You've ruined it. Go ahead.
End of show.
All right, we're done.
No, but welcome Pontus.
Thank you.
And welcome Björn.
Thank you.
Björn is he's been on the show a lot.
Yes.
Pontus has as well.
Yes, we have.
But Björn leads the
Pretty
the
Pontus and beautiful Björn.
Yes. And today I have brought two beers for us to try, and it's a fun one according to me, because for the first time I think in a show's history we're going to be comparing two Belgian Lambic Geuze beers against each other from two breweries that we hadn't had on the show before. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
How did you discover these two?
So I constantly scan through all of the web shops that sell Lambic. Whenever I see a brewery or a beer that I don't recognize, I order them.
Okay.
So that makes it easy. When Systembolaget comes up with stuff, it's like, oh, should I buy this? Oh, I don't know. But with Lambic, it's just all of it, all of the time. The answer is always yes. Unless the price is thousands of kroner.
Have you seen, there was this video that came out a couple of weeks ago of this guy talking about tea. And he's just like, it's a little animated cartoon, and the guy's like, if someone asks if you want tea, the answer is yes, I want tea. If someone's like, no, I don't want tea, I want their tea. I always want tea. You may think, oh, well, we've already had tea, surely you don't want more tea. No, I want more tea. And then the punchline is, and that's how I feel about sex.
Yes. That's how I feel about Lambic.
Well, so guys, how have you been doing? Welcome back to the show. I think we can talk to you finally. We've spent 2 minutes just talking to ourselves.
Yeah, now we finally have the mandatory banter.
Yes. You've been having a good summer?
Yeah, so far at least. Been working the whole summer, but also had lots of good beers, I would say.
Well, that's great. That's great.
Yeah, I've been working a lot also, touring, doing theater for kids all around Sweden. So I get to hit the local pubs a lot.
Nice. So
how does really see what's on tap?
How is Sweden's first children's nudist theater going?
It's not a nudist theater?
What?
We just assumed.
I'm sorry. Maybe I was just told wrong.
That's where if we did editing and the production value, that's where we would include a record scratch.
Yeah. Because the look on Bjorn's face was certainly a record scratch.
I was like, did he just say that? Yeah.
Shouldn't be surprised here. But we've just been seeing your photographs and Instagram posts, and it seems like it's going really well.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. If you come see the show in Malmö next week, so it's gonna be.
How many more dates do you have? Or cities do you have?
At the moment, I think around 10.
Okay.
So it's about 1 month, and then just heading straight to a beer festival.
Nice.
That's perfect.
That
the
is
way
perfect.
to cap a tour.
Yeah. So starting my 1.5 month vacation after.
Oh,
that, so.
wow. That's really nice.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Let's jump into these beers. We've gone through our idle chatter. We've done our pleasantries.
Exactly. So the first beer is Oude Geuze DeVille à l'ancienne. It's a relatively new. The brewery here is Den Herberg, and I think they have been doing stuff for a long time, but not really Lambic. So this is a quite new brand.
But haven't Den Herberg brewed Lambic and sold the wort to other breweries for a while now?
That's very possible.
Because I think I heard that Den Herberg has they've been in all these old Lambic blends, but they haven't done their own bottles yet.
That's very, very possible. Behind the scenes, I almost said trading, but the selling and buying of Lambic wort between breweries is crazy when you start looking behind the scenes. And there are some Lambic breweries that have never made their own wort ever, but they still they get the wort from another lambic brewery and then they do the entire process themselves. So they are brewers. They just skipped like the first step.
But I would say they aren't really brewers, they're blenders.
No, but they ferment it themselves. Blenders take stuff that others have fermented and then they blend it, right?
That is true.
Yeah.
Right? And I would say it's a science, and I don't fully grasp it.
So they don't do the cooking process; they do the fermentation process.
Yeah, that exactly. And one more thing worth noting on this one is the label, which has like it's like a white line of paint.
Mm-hmm.
This is how lambic bottles used to look like 50, 60 years ago when you didn't have labels. You just took white paint and just put that on the bottle. No labels, no nothing. You just knew that white paint, that's a Gueuze. Red paint, that's a Kriek. What else do you need? Why would you need a label?
But Martin, what about framboos?
You probably had other colors. I just know about the white and the red splashes of paint because I've seen them.
No, actually framboos was introduced first in the 80s, so that's not one of the old ones. So back then they were having actual labels for it when they released it.
That would make sense. You want to try it?
Yeah, I do.
Yes.
It's very see-through, at least my glass.
At least your glass.
Yeah, my glass is also pretty good.
I was at the end of the bottle, it's quite misty.
Yeah.
Yeah, same here.
It smells very
peppery, I would say.
Yeah.
Peppery mineral.
Yeah, I agree. Very
kind
minerally.
of traditional Gueuze smelling. All right.
Want to try it?
Yep.
Cheers.
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 There's a very minerally initial flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
It's
very dry as well.
It's right. It's pretty light. It doesn't have a lot of doesn't have a bit of a kick to it.
There's like pears or mild apples in the aftertaste.
Yeah, it's very, very mellow.
Yeah, it drops off very fast in there.
Yeah. Kind of, you get a little bit of like you said, apple, lemon, kind of minerals, and then just drops. It just finishes, is really clean.
Very dry finish.
Yeah. I've been drinking so much Driefontein, and maybe too much Driefontein, that I immediately compare, and I'm a little bit let down by this because it doesn't really go anywhere.
No, I think you're right to be let down by this because there's not a lot of complexity to it.
No.
And it doesn't really give you very much. I think this is one that if you just, I don't know how much it is online, or if it's relatively inexpensive and you just want to kind of a Gueuze and it's a hot day, perfect. You drink it like a cava or something like that because it's very light, it's very easy to drink. It only comes in at 6.7% ABV, so it's not super boozy or anything. But yeah, if you're looking for like a real hard experience, it's not going to give you that. It's more of a picnic beer, I would say.
Yeah. It's almost a little bit earthy.
Yeah.
Not all the way to like beetroot beers, but a little bit dirt flavor that I don't really care for.
Yeah, I'd say it reminds me a bit of, I'd say, young Cantillon, like fresh Cantillon. Like if you compare that to Driefontein or similar, like those ones, they're usually a bit fruitier in the beginning.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like Cantillon is usually a bit drier, a bit more peppery, like this one. So I do like it, but I prefer the more with like the apple and citrus notes that you usually get.
Yeah, exactly. Other lambic breweries, when they are super fresh, they can be really acidic, and then you kind of say to yourself, "Oh, I hope this mellows down in a few years." If this one mellows down, it'll taste like water.
It'll be carbonated water at that point.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. It could be a good gateway to non-used lambic drinkers.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
because it's not that acidic. So
Yeah, I say like it's as Stefan said, it reminds me of a cava more or less.
Yeah.
Like the same dryness to it and the same kind of mineral taste.
All right, so what would you give it?
I'm like a 375.
Oh, okay. Bjorn?
a bit more generous, 390, I think.
Oh, okay. We only do 0.25s here, so
Oh, that's right.
we're not. You're not paying for the Patreon account here to get your own little.
Then we'll end up on 375 also. I won't
Okay.
A strong one.
Yeah, a strong one. I won't go up to a 4. No.
Yeah, I would say for me it's a weak 3.75, close to a 3.5.
Yeah, I'm gonna go spot on 3.5.
Yeah.
I'm feeling being a little generous on that side because this is immediately forgettable. But yeah, I don't see me going forward again anytime soon.
No, so we figured out before we started recording that we had the 20. So this is the vintage 2022.
Yes.
And we had the 2020 together. My Untapped app is completely busted. I can't click anything, so I don't know if you liked it or not.
I will check. Just keep talking.
But I think we liked it more.
I feel like we did too.
Yeah, I see now we have an average. I give it a 4.25.
Wow, that's
The
a
one we
big
had.
difference.
Yeah, and I can see what.
yeah,
you guys.
425 for me also.
Yeah,
I probably gave it a 4.
you gave it a 6 out of 5.
I gave it a 6 out of 5. I
Yeah.
loved it.
Yeah,
I don't
Wow.
see that. I don't think that was what happened.
me neither.
425 also for you.
Oh, okay, yeah,
And
so-
Martin was the most generous, 450.
Wow, this is
Even Mark, our friend Marcus, who's not here with us today, but he also gave it 4.5.
this is so far from a 4.5 what we have in our glasses now.
Yeah.
Like maybe
Well,
it's
it's just an off year maybe for
Maybe.
it, or something just didn't quite work right. So,
yeah, maybe.
all right, well, let's see what we got next.
So next, there's a mini history lesson connected to this. This is Eylenbosch Oude Gueuze. And then it says prematurke, but we didn't really figure out what that meant.
But it's got a little asterisk like it's something special.
Yeah. So Eylenbosch used to be a historic brewery, like early 1900s, all the way up to like 1980, maybe even crossing over to 1990. But then the brewery completely fell off the face of the earth. They like bankrupted, they closed forever, and a few bottles from there like survived in circulation. A few years ago, I got my hands on an Eylenbosch 1984, which was really something special. It tasted like dust and mold and was actually kind of good. And now they've resurfaced the brand, and this is apparently the reinvention of the old Eylenbosch. But at the same time, another brewery starts that also calls themselves Eylenbosch. So all of a sudden we have two. That other brewery has now kind of semi-rebranded themselves to Eylenbosch Het Borreneft. And that's how you kind of keep them apart from the labels.
All right, so I think the prematurka means that this brewery was restarted in 1819.
Yeah.
So the blend of lambics from Eylenbosch and Detroit from that year.
According to Google Translate, prematurk is, premature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It seemed like
Too
it was
early.
pretty accurate. All right, well, let's see if it is too early.
Yeah,
This
but
comes in at a 5.8% ABV.
you
I
know
think
one
also
thing, it's not too early for beer.
No.
Yeah, but
It's never too early for beer.
Eylenbosch, I think that was this ones they found that, and the McKellar got a bunch of bottles like from the mid 60s something that had a sale a few years back.
Very possible.
Because I remember I saw a guy who he was one of the ancestors to the old brewers.
Oh.
So he found like a whole full cellar of a few hundred bottles, which he first sold online, and then they also sold some to web shops and similar.
Nice.
So I think you could buy the bottles from like mid 60s, and they were going for around 1,500 Swedish bottles. Something.
Oh, wow. So you bought two.
And no.
I don't get really anything on the nose here.
There's very little on the nose.
Yeah. I mean,
It's a lot of fun.
do you? I mean, I don't get much.
And there is some, once again, I got from the top of the bottle, so mine is quite clear, and Björn got from the end of the bottle, which is a little bit murkier. And it does smell a little funkier, but it doesn't have a...
It's still really vague.
mellow,
really faint.
faint.
Yeah. All right. Well, cheers, guys.
Let's try it. Cheers.
It tastes off.
There we have the acidic part that we talked about earlier.
Yeah, but it's Acidic in a weird way.
Yeah, I think
Very lemony.
I'd say it almost tastes like it's back sweetened.
Yeah, almost.
Like the really cheap lambics that you can buy. Like some of them, they are using sugar.
Yeah.
But I get almost like the same kind of back sweet end to this one. Like it says that it tastes a bit fake.
It's kind of like if La Croix made a lambic.
Who?
La Croix, the carbonated water from Canada that they sell in the States, and the joke is that they just show the fruit to the can, and that's how it gets its flavoring. And this literally tastes like lightly carbonated lemon water.
And this is also a disappointment.
Yeah.
Here I was thinking like, oh, I'm gonna bring two fun lambics to the show, and
Well, you were wrong, sir. You brought the whole show down. You've embarrassed us in front of our guests.
Go get a dry container now.
Yes.
Now. Redeem yourself.
we totally could. We'll drink a Driffontainen after we wrap the episode.
Yes.
Otherwise, it will be a 1 hour long rant about how amazing Driffontainen is in every single way, and all of our listeners have already heard that so many times.
Well, let's go ahead and open the spelling just to for you, so you can atone for your sins here.
But I say it's something that we could try. Kvede miel, the new one with honey.
Yeah,
That should be quite good.
I have a few bottles of that.
Well, that's another. Yeah, sure, you do have two bottles of that. That's another episode for another day. So, what would we give this one? Yeah, I can tell no one really liked it since we've already gone off topic.
This one is worse than the previous one.
I would say
3.
275 even.
Yeah.
Yeah, I give it 2.5.
Yeah, I was gonna go 275 as well. Oh well.
Big disappoint.
Sometimes you hit a hole in one, and other times you whiff into the sand traps.
You gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold them.
Know when to walk away, and
know when to run.
Yeah.
You never count your money.
Not when you're sitting at the table,
No,
because there's
obviously.
always time enough for counting
When you're dealing stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know if that falls into fair use laws or not.
Kenny Rogers' spirit would totally approve of us.
He would. You know the song I'm always amazed that Kenny Rogers wrote is this 70s disco hit called I don't know the name of the song, but it's like I just checked in to see what condition my condition was in.
Oh, is that him?
It's Kenny Rogers. I know. I'm like, this is a great song. Who's it? Like Kenny Rogers. That doesn't feel right. All right. Well, you can find us online at what'sontappodcast.com, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, and wherever you can find quality podcast. You can find What's on Tap. Until next time.
Keep drinking it, dum-dums.